Because once your eyes are open, you are no longer like them. You see what others can't. You hear the silence beneath their words. You feel the truth vibrating behind their lies. But that awareness, that higher vision, is dangerous. Not for you, but for those who still live in the fog. They will not understand it. They will attack it. They will try to twist it, use it, or destroy it. So if you are awake, protect what you know. The first thing you must never reveal is how much you see. When you understand the hidden motives of people, the secret machinery of their minds, keep it to yourself. Let them believe you are naive. Let them think they are fooling you. The moment you expose that you see through the illusion, they'll feel threatened. And when people feel threatened, they plot. A wise man doesn't announce that he understands the game. He plays it silently. He smiles, listens, nods, and watches every piece move across the board. Because the one who sees everything and says nothing controls everything. The second thing you must never reveal is your spiritual depth. Do not speak of your connection to the unseen. Do not boast about your visions, your intuition, your insight. The masses want miracles only if they can own them. The moment you reveal your higher state, they will either worship you or hate you. Both are traps. Worship turns you into an idol. Hatred turns you into a target. Keep your connection sacred. Speak through actions, not words. Walk as if the divine itself is walking through you. Calm, silent, untouchable. Let others feel something they cannot explain. Let mystery be your armor. The third thing you must never reveal is your emotional control. When people see that you cannot be provoked, they will test you harder. When they see you remain calm in chaos, they will create more chaos just to see you break. But if you keep your peace hidden, if you let them believe you are just as reactive as they are, they will underestimate you. That's when you strike with precision. Never show your peace until the storm has passed. Then, when everyone else is drowning, you'll still be standing, dry, composed, unreadable. The fourth thing you must never reveal is your long-term intention. The awakened mind moves through life like a strategist, not a wanderer. Every word, every pause, every silence serves a purpose. But if you speak too soon, your plan dies in the open. Let your goals hide behind ordinary gestures. Let your power sleep behind small talk. The wise build in shadows, and when the light finally touches their work, it is already unshakable. Remember, a hidden intention cannot be attacked. The fifth and final thing you must never reveal is your inner peace. Because when you have mastered yourself, when nothing external can disturb your center, you have achieved what every restless soul craves. But peace draws envy. People who are enslaved by desire cannot stand the presence of someone who is free from it. They will mock you, accuse you, try to drag you back into their noise. So hide your peace behind a faint smile. Let them think you still belong to their world. You don't. But you don't need to prove it. The spiritually awake walk among the asleep, as if wearing invisible armor. Their strength is not in speaking, it is in silence. Their light is not in showing, it is in being. You do not need to convince anyone of your awakening. You do not need to reveal your power. Just live it quietly. Because the sun doesn't announce its rise. It simply lights the world. When you begin to see the world as it truly is, not as it pretends to be, you enter a territory that most people never reach. You start noticing the subtle manipulations behind words, the intentions behind smiles, the patterns behind chaos. You begin to understand that every gesture, every tone, every silence carries meaning. Most people speak without thinking, act without understanding, and follow without questioning. But when you are awake, your eyes pierce through the surface of things. You no longer react to what is said. You sense what is meant. You no longer believe appearances. You read the energy beneath them. This level of perception is a gift, but it is also a weapon. And like all weapons, it must be concealed. Because the moment people realize how deeply you see, they will either fear you or seek to use you. Both will cost you your peace. When others believe you are naive, they show their true faces. They drop their masks, thinking you can't see through them. And that is where your strength lies, in their underestimation of you. The fool speaks to be heard, the wise observe to understand. Let them think you are ordinary. Let them believe you are harmless. When you hide your insight behind calm eyes and simple words, you gain an invisible advantage. You start learning things no one will ever tell you directly. You hear confessions disguised as jokes, warnings hidden in gossip, opportunities hidden in chaos. The world becomes transparent to you, yet you remain opaque to the world. People crave control. They want to know what you know, how you think, where your mind moves. When you are unpredictable, when they cannot read your perception, they grow uneasy. They can't play their usual games. They can't manipulate what they cannot measure. That's why revealing your depth is dangerous. It gives others a map of your mind, a way to prepare against you. The more they understand your awareness, the more they will test it. Some will flatter you to gain your approval. Others will challenge you to break your composure. A few will try to copy your calmness, to imitate your strength, to weaponize your insight. But they can never replicate what they cannot see completely. So the secret is to remain half visible, to let people think they understand you, while always keeping your real depth beneath the surface. True perception is quiet. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need applause. When you start explaining what you see, you diminish its power. You turn revelation into conversation. You trade clarity for comprehension, and comprehension for misunderstanding. People don't want truth. They want comfort. When your perception exposes the illusions they live in, they will not thank you for enlightening them. They will resent you for disturbing them. They will call you arrogant, cynical, or detached. They will accuse you of overthinking, of reading too much into things. But that is because they can't see the patterns you see. The mind that sleeps mocks the one that is awake, so let them sleep. Speak their language when you must, but never reveal the language of insight. Keep your awareness hidden like a blade inside your robe, unseen, but always ready. When you move through the world silently aware, you begin to recognize the hidden hierarchies that rule human behavior. You see who dominates through fear, who manipulates through charm, who hides weakness behind laughter. You start to see how every interaction is a negotiation of power, even in the smallest moments. Most people speak to gain something: approval, attention, advantage. But when you no longer seek these things, your silence becomes unsettling to them. They can't find leverage in you. They can't anchor their games to your emotions. And that makes you powerful. Yet, the moment you reveal that you understand this, the balance shifts. They will either try to dismantle you or follow you. Neither outcome serves you. True mastery is when they never know you've mastered them. It takes discipline to hide your perception. The ego wants to show how much it knows. It wants to prove its intelligence, its sharpness, its awareness. But wisdom is the art of restraint. You must learn to let others speak first, to let them expose themselves fully before you respond. You must learn to let people believe they're leading the conversation when you're actually directing its flow through silence. A single raised eyebrow, a well-timed pause, or a faint smile can reveal that you understand everything without saying a word. Silence, when used properly, becomes the loudest form of control. It forces others to fill it with their own words, their own nervousness, their own truth. The one who speaks less always learns more. In every circle, there will be those who love to flaunt their intelligence. They analyze, debate, and correct everyone to assert superiority. Let them. They win the noise, but you win the awareness. Your perception is not meant to be paraded. It is meant to guide your steps, shape your timing, and sharpen your intuition. When everyone is talking, you are observing. When everyone is reacting, you are calculating. When everyone is chasing, you are waiting. That patience born from perception makes you untouchable. The wise do not rush to prove they are right. They wait until truth itself confirms it for them. When you see deeply, you start realizing how fragile most people's sense of reality is. Their confidence depends on ignorance. Their identity depends on validation. Their beliefs depend on approval. If you strip any of that away, they crumble. So revealing your depth to them becomes cruel. Not because you intend harm, but because truth is a mirror that few can bear to look into. To be perceptive is to carry a certain loneliness. You will often see the fall before it happens, the betrayal before it's confessed, the decay before it's visible. You will want to warn people, but they will not listen. You will want to protect them, but they will resist you. So you learn to stay silent, to let the world unfold as it must. Your role is not to fix the blindness of others. It is to master your own sight. Keep your perception like a secret flame, warm enough to guide you, hidden enough to survive. When you walk into a room, sense the undercurrents, but never show that you do. When someone lies to you, smile gently, as if you believe them. When someone underestimates you, let them. Their ignorance is your shield. The moment you reveal that you see more than they think, you give them a reason to hide deeper, to guard their intentions more carefully. And when they start hiding, you lose visibility. To see clearly, you must let them feel unseen. The less they know about your awareness, the more freely they expose themselves. To be perceptive is to be powerful, but power does not belong to those who announce it. Power belongs to those who understand when to remain still, when to stay quiet, when to observe and let others reveal everything. The world rewards those who can keep their insight hidden beneath composure, who can wear simplicity like armor, who can look ordinary while knowing the extraordinary. Your perception is your greatest strength, but only when no one knows how much you truly perceive. There is a certain kind of strength that cannot be seen, only felt. It is the quiet power that comes from a mind no longer controlled by chaos, from a heart that no longer reacts to noise. When you are spiritually awake, you become unshaken by the world's storms. You see life from above, detached yet aware, calm yet decisive. But this calmness is not something to display. It is not a medal to be shown or a secret to be shared. It is sacred energy that must be guarded from eyes that do not understand. Because when people sense you have found peace, they will either want to possess it or destroy it. They will test it, challenge it, or drain it. That is why your spiritual strength must be invisible. Hidden power is pure power. Most people search for peace in noise. They talk about balance while living in extremes. They want enlightenment but without discipline, stillness without sacrifice. They chase spirituality as if it were a trophy, something to prove their worth. But the moment you boast about being at peace, your peace dies. It becomes pride disguised as calmness. Real strength doesn't announce itself, it radiates silently. The tree doesn't tell you it is rooted. You can feel it when the storm comes. Your spiritual depth should be like that, unseen until tested, unspoken yet undeniable. The world doesn't need to know what centers you, it only needs to sense that you cannot be moved. When you show your spiritual strength too openly, you attract two types of people. The ones who want to feed on your light, and the ones who want to dim it. The first group will come to you for guidance, not to grow, but to depend. They will take your calmness and fill it with their noise. The second group will see your peace as superiority, as a silent insult to their inner chaos. They will try to provoke you, to expose some weakness, to remind themselves that you are still human. Both are traps. When you engage either, you start losing your balance. The moment you defend your peace, it is already disturbed. That is why true mastery lies in staying invisible. You do not need to convince anyone of your spiritual depth. You only need to live it so naturally that no one even notices. Peace is power precisely because it cannot be controlled by others. The calm mind cannot be manipulated. The centered soul cannot be corrupted. When you have reached this level of inner stillness, you become unreadable to those who rely on reaction. They will project emotions onto you and wait for your response, but you will remain still. They will try to pull you into their storms, but you will remain in your sky. To them, that silence feels threatening. They will call you cold, distant, unfeeling. But that is only because they confuse peace with emptiness. They cannot understand that serenity is not the absence of emotion, but the mastery of it. Keep your spiritual strength hidden, not because it is fragile, but because it is sacred. The sacred loses its power when exposed to too many eyes. A temple only feels holy because it is separated from the world. Likewise, your inner sanctuary must be protected from unnecessary visitors. Every time you share your deepest realizations with someone unready, you dilute them. Every time you explain your peace, you make it a performance. Let others find their own way to stillness. Do not hand them your map. Let them build their own. Wisdom that is handed too easily becomes arrogance in the hands of the unwise. The quiet ones who understand this truth are often misunderstood. The world mistakes their stillness for weakness, their silence for submission, their detachment for disinterest. But beneath that stillness lies an ocean. The deeper you go, the calmer it becomes. No wave can disturb the depths, and no storm can reach the bottom. That is what inner peace feels like, not fragile, but indestructible. And yet, if you let others see that depth too clearly, they will try to measure it. They will cast their doubts, their insecurities, their demands into your water, hoping to stir it. Protect it, not out of fear, but out of reverence for what you have built within. Every awakened person must learn the art of appearing ordinary. Blend into the world while standing above it internally. Speak like others, walk among them, but keep your spirit untouchable. Do not display your discipline, your meditation, your insight. Let people underestimate you. Let them think you are just another participant in the chaos. Because when you appear ordinary, no one prepares for your power. When you are unreadable, no one can manipulate you. The invisible flame burns longer than the one that boasts its light. Spiritual strength is not loud. It is not about rituals, symbols, or declarations. It is about mastering the battlefield within. It is the ability to stay calm when insulted, to stay kind when disrespected, to stay focused when distracted. These are the true marks of an awakened soul. But if you reveal this openly, you invite the weak-minded to test your limits. Some will purposely offend you just to see if you react. Some will burden you with their problems to test your patience. Others will envy your peace and disguise their envy as advice. If they think your calmness is effortless, they will not respect it. They will try to break it. That is why you must conceal it behind humility. Speak softly, act gently, and never display how hard it was to master your emotions. When you guard your spiritual energy, you control the direction of your life. Most people spend their days leaking energy through anger, gossip, and emotional chaos. You, however, learn to keep yours sealed. You know where to speak and when to stay silent. You know who deserves your empathy and who only drains it. You begin to move through life with precision instead of reaction. That discipline comes from understanding that your peace is your greatest currency. Spend it wisely, give it rarely, and never explain it. The greatest trap for the awakened is pride in awakening. When you start believing you are above others spiritually, you fall back into the same illusion. The illusion of superiority. The ego disguises itself as enlightenment. It whispers that you are different, special, more aware. But real awakening dissolves that idea. It teaches humility, not hierarchy. It makes you invisible because you no longer need to be seen. You stop trying to teach everyone and start mastering yourself. You understand that silence is not withdrawal, it is sovereignty. When you live in peace, you no longer react to every disturbance. You no longer rush to correct others or defend yourself. You become like a mountain, still ancient, watching everything without moving. Yet the mountain never brags about its strength. It doesn't announce its stillness. It simply stands. The wind howls, the storm rages, and still it remains. That is the level of stillness you must carry, but never display. The moment you display it, you give the world a target. The moment you explain it, you invite misunderstanding. Keep your stillness like a secret kingdom that only you can enter. Those who are truly strong do not need recognition. Their peace is their proof. They walk through conflict without losing clarity. They listen more than they speak. They give without attachment. And they disappear before being worshipped. Because they know, once others can see your source of power, they can contaminate it. Once they name your calmness, they can question it. And once they question it, they pull you back into their world of noise. That is why your peace must remain unseen, your strength unspoken, your light unrevealed. Mystery protects wisdom. Power begins in silence, not in noise. Every action that changes the world starts first as a thought, a plan, an invisible decision hidden deep within the mind. The mistake most people make is speaking too soon, showing too early, revealing what should remain veiled until complete. When you speak of your goals, you give them air before they have roots. You invite interference, jealousy, distraction. You give others a map to your strategy, and once the map is in their hands, you are no longer leading the game. The wise know this. They understand that a plan loses strength the moment it becomes public. What is concealed cannot be countered. What is hidden cannot be stopped. The world is full of watchers. Some watch with curiosity, others with envy, and a few with malice. Every dream you share becomes a mirror for their insecurity. They will question it, discourage it, twist it into something impractical or arrogant. But their doubt is not truth. It is defense. It is their way of protecting their own mediocrity. And yet, if you reveal your intentions, their words begin to influence you. Doubt plants its roots quietly. One seed of uncertainty is enough to slow your progress. So keep your ambition sealed within. Protect it like fire in the wind. Speak not of what you will do. Let your actions make the noise when the time comes. Hidden intention gives birth to strength, because secrecy breeds focus. When no one knows what you are building, you are free from opinion, free from resistance, free from the distraction of expectation. You can fail quietly, adjust quietly, grow quietly. Every misstep becomes a private lesson, not a public humiliation. The great builders of destiny always work in silence. The artist paints in solitude before the masterpiece is revealed. The strategist moves in the shadows before victory is announced. The thinker remains unseen until his vision reshapes the world. Concealment is not cowardice, it is strategy. You do not hide because you fear being seen. You hide because visibility attracts opposition, and opposition wastes energy. People are predictable. Once they know your direction, they try to influence it. Some out of love, some out of envy, some out of fear. They will project their limitations onto your path, warn you with their failures, or distract you with their noise. But your path is not meant for them. Your vision was not planted in their minds. That is why you must walk it quietly. The silence around your goal creates a sacred space where it can grow undisturbed. Words are like doors. Once opened, anything can walk through. Keep the door closed until what you're building inside is strong enough to withstand the world. Those who reveal too much too soon are like soldiers shouting their attack before battle. They give away position, timing, and weakness. The enemy does not need to destroy them. They destroy themselves by being loud. The same applies in life. The moment you explain your next step, you expose it to interference. People will start watching, analyzing, waiting for results. Their attention becomes a weight on your shoulders. Instead of acting freely, you begin performing. Instead of working from vision, you begin reacting to expectation. That is how power fades, not through failure, but through exposure. Even in relationships, concealment is power. You should never reveal your full emotional map, your full intention, your full thought process. The human mind is wired to calculate advantage. When people know exactly what you want, they know exactly how to control you. The less they know, the freer you are. Keep your motives ambiguous, your words measured, your next move uncertain. Confusion protects you. Predictability enslaves you. To be unreadable is to be untouchable. When others cannot predict your step, they cannot prepare for it. Your intentions are sacred because they are the seeds of your destiny. You do not show a seed to the sun before it is buried in the soil. You do not show a newborn to the storm before it can breathe. In the same way, your plans must be protected until they can stand on their own. Share them only with silence, feed them with discipline, guard them with secrecy. The world rewards the ones who reveal results, not the ones who announce intentions. The loud dreamers disappear. The quiet builders remain. Those who move unseen shape the future of those who speak too much. You will find that history is written not by the loudest voices, but by the quiet minds who controlled them. The powerful speak last because they already know how the others will respond. They have listened, calculated, and positioned themselves to strike when the timing is perfect. They are not rushed by emotion, not driven by ego, not distracted by attention. They understand that patience is a form of dominance. To wait while others reveal themselves is to gather information, and information is leverage. Every word you hold back becomes energy you can use later. Every silence becomes a trap that others walk into willingly. There is also protection in secrecy. When no one knows your desires, no one can use them against you. The world runs on manipulation, through praise, fear, temptation, guilt. Once someone identifies what you seek, they know how to control you. But when your motives are invisible, you become unpredictable. No praise can buy you, no threat can break you, no temptation can distract you. The one who hides his intention cannot be manipulated because he has nothing visible to exploit. Many confuse honesty with transparency. They believe being open about everything is a virtue. But complete transparency is vulnerability. The wise know that honesty is selective. It tells what must be said, hides what must be guarded. You can be truthful without being exposed. You can be sincere without being predictable. Silence is not deceit, it is protection. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Not everyone has earned the right to know your next move. Timing is everything. A premature revelation is a lost advantage. The master of life knows how to move like water, invisible until it floods, silent until it strikes. He waits, watches, and acts when no one expects it. The art of concealment is not about hiding forever. It is about choosing the perfect moment to reveal. The world rewards surprise. When your actions arrive without warning, they carry more weight. When your success appears without announcement, it commands respect. The invisible move creates visible impact. To conceal your intention is to move beyond ego. The ego wants attention, wants validation, wants applause before the work is done. But true power requires restraint. It demands that you endure misunderstanding, that you remain silent while others boast, that you stay focused while others seek approval. It is not easy. It is uncomfortable to hide brilliance in a world obsessed with display. Yet that discomfort is the crucible of mastery. When you can resist the urge to be seen, you gain the ability to truly see. The world belongs to those who can move in silence and act with precision. To them, words are tools, not confessions. Plans are guarded until they manifest into reality. They do not chase recognition. Recognition chases them. Their strength lies not in what they say, but in what they withhold. Every hidden move creates ripples that the loud never notice until it's too late. Their power grows in the dark, nurtured by patience, shielded by mystery. Your destiny is not something to be announced. It is something to be built brick by brick, unseen until it towers above everything around it. Speak less, observe more, act strategically. Every time you stay silent about your intentions, you increase your leverage. Every secret kept becomes a weapon waiting for its moment. The loud seek approval. The silent seek power. The ones who move unseen shape the visible world without ever being caught in its noise.